Hello. Hello, I'm here. How's everybody? I have a lot of things, feeling a lot of things. I'm excited about my move to California. I met guess what? I have a friend that's going to be in San Diego. Someone who bought my sleeping bag. Charlotte, hello. She's moving to San Diego also. Isn't that wild, you guys? So we talked for she came and picked up she paid for the sleeping bag, and then she came and picked up the sleeping bag, and we talked for like a couple hours. And yeah, it was just pretty awesome. So I hope you all are doing well. I am still mad about the idiot in chief. And goodness. Americans being booed in Colorado Canada at I guess it was a hockey game or something. Oh my goodness. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad. So it's upsetting what's going on in this country. We got criminals loose. We got law-abiding immigrants being deported. We got, it's mayhem. This is ridiculous. I think I may have said this before, but a Christian artist was encouraging on Inauguration Day to pray for Trump. Yeah, I'm going to pray for Trump. I'm going to pray for him to be deported, to be impeached. And Elon, yeah, let's deport Elon and let's impeach Trump. Let's do that. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I saw eggs for $15 at Target, and I got this magazine instead. Oh, he's on the back of it too. Now there was a good president. Miss him. I miss him. His daughter, Amy, I remember when she was in the White House and seeing, that on the news, and she was about the same age as me. So, yeah, I can remember thinking what would that be like to be the president's child? And but yeah. I'm going to play you a little ditty on my flute. I don't know, because I usually do. yeah, so my new friend, we felt the same way about politics. She's about my oldest son's age. I'm going to share out my live on Facebook. Oh, I'm on the wrong. So my Facebook has to be on my personal page for me to share it. Let's see. I'm sharing this on my Facebook. So hope everybody's well. I have a question for you all. Have you ever been lied to? And if so, what did you do? And how did you react? And how did you respond to that? And I had an interesting thing happen to me on Saturday. And I'm thinking. I'm thinking of how much I'm going to tell you. I had a call from a friend in Georgia, and I didn't recognize the number. I haven't talked to this person in years. So I moved out of my ex's house in 2016, and she lives in my old neighborhood, but actually I know her from homeschooling. I've known this person for 20 years, known her kids, known her family. She's about my age, maybe a little bit older, has 4 kids, and gosh, she told me how many. She has a bunch of grandkids. She has more grandkids than me. And one of them, same name, Noah. She has a grandson named Noah. So I talked to this person, and no surprise, it came around to the politics, and I figured it, well, I said, I talked about Christian nationalism and all of that. And she's like, well, I've heard that term. She's like, I'm not that. I voted for him, though. I thought he had the better plan. And I said to her, you've been duped. You've been duped. I did. I told her this. I was proud of myself for saying it. Because I didn't say it to the person at church that was like, I don't like either one of them. Because I'm like, I can't say to this person what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking, really? It makes sense. You don't like a felon, a sexual assaulter and all that. That makes sense. But when you don't like a well-qualified Black woman that's, a lawyer, has been district attorney, had just long list, it's vice president, the first woman vice president. She's not, but you don't think she maybe has some insight into being the president? Because if, like everybody's talking about Biden being on the edge of deaf and being senile when, well, this senile man, orange man, felon man is okay. This old man is okay. He's the oldest president to be inaugurated. He's okay with that. They're okay with that. But I really should have said something to the person who said, I didn't like either one of them, because I'm just that comment so irks on me. I feel like you're one of four things if you say that. You're uninformed. You've been duped. You're either you're either dumb, you're just uninformed, you've been played, or you're flat out racist or misogynistic or both. That's what I feel like. If you say that thing like they were equally not acceptable, that's like so I'm sorry, it's very like, if you don't want me to think you're unintelligent, don't say that, because I'm gonna think it. I'm sorry. You're like, something's wrong. Something's wrong when people say that. Something's wrong. You might be in a cult. Maybe you should look into that. But anyways, have you ever been lied to? And if so, how did you react? What did you say? Many times, like, I feel like I have a good lie detector. I have a good BS meter, but I don't really always respond in a right or good way or a brave way. So many times, like when my ex-husband, it's probably because, you know why? It's because I wasn't sure, but I'm thinking in my head, yeah, I think he's lying. Yeah, I think he's lying. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's lying. Am I going to say anything? No. Am I going to do anything? No. So, but yeah, that is a question for anybody that comes in. Again, always three watching and nobody showing up in my chat. The chat's over here for anybody interested. Say hello. You don't have to though, but I usually do have 3 mystery viewers that don't want to chat with me. But hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm Redheaded Riding Hood. I feel like I'm a kind of like a retired mom. I'm a retired stay-at-home mom. I'm a retired trophy wife. I was married 30 years, have 5 grown children. I raised them in Georgia. I was in Georgia for 32 years. I'm originally from California, though. Our family moved across the country to Boca Raton, Florida, when I was 12. So I went through my adolescence and teenage years in South Florida. And I think that kind of made me very conservative. I believe it's what my brother was 15 when we moved across the country. I believe that made him into a conservative. And then he went back to California. He loved it. And Florida, hates Florida with all his heart. I think he kind of really likes Florida better. Florida's politics better. Hates California. Oh, my parents were so mean to do that to him. Move us to Florida when we're that young, turn us into conservatives. And then I met my ex. We lived next door to each other, and he got a job for the government. And we moved up to Georgia. We had our oldest in Florida. So if you look in the dictionary and the definition of a cracker, all my kids are crackers. They're all crackers. It's a Georgia or Florida native. So hello, my crackers. I love you. Mwah, mwah. They're Georgia boys and girls. Go Bulldogs. But I'm moving back to California. Yes. So happy. And it was so cool to meet someone like, so I'm saying to y'all, I really don't know anybody. You know, I kind of know Carol. Supposedly, if something went really bad, I'd give Carol a call. I think she'd help me out. The Glorious Life on Wheels. She's in that area, but like, we're not really like, we're more like acquaintances. I don't know her that well, but anyways, I feel like I just met a friend. You know, we talked stuff. We're like on the same page. I mean, she's a feisty young lady, and it was so great meeting Charlotte today. And she bought my sleeping bag, my sleeping bag that I took to courtside. That was the only time I used it. When I went to courtside, my purple sleeping bag. Albert came over to eat. Y'all saw I posted videos late last night of my lasagna and meatballs, the food I cooked for Albert. And Albert came over. I gave him a bunch of food. He took my jack-o'-lantern. I gave him my jack-o'-lantern, Ian's sleeping bag, and a bunch of stuff. So I'm, getting it downsized. It's all going to fit in my car. Albert talked me into, I think I'm going to try and keep my TV. I'm going to try to find a box because I threw my box away for it. But I use that all the time. And I think I can fit it in my car. We'll see. I'm leaving on round about the 23rd. And my friend I just met is leaving about the same time as me. 23rd, 24th. I might leave the 23rd. I have to be out of here completely on the 23rd, which I will be. I'll probably have everything pretty much good on the 22nd. But I'm going to be out of here on the 23rd. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go pay my last rent, which is going to be a little bit less because I'm going out on the 23rd. But anyways, so I posted a Fleetwood Mac song. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. So why is MAGA so okay with all of Trump's lies? Does anybody ever wonder? I feel like they've been conditioned to believe lies. It's like, it's so weird. And some of them are funny. Did you guys hear the one about the $50,000 worth of condoms that we were sending to Gaza? Like, do people believe this crap? And if so, why? $50,000 worth of condoms? They brought up a lawsuit because Trump's press secretary screwed up so badly. I'm sorry. I don't have any sympathy for sycophants. I'm sorry. I'm not, you guys, I'm mad, and I'm not mad at Trump. I am mad if you voted for him or if you voted third party. That's who I'm mad at. I'm sorry. I'm mad. I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad. Brenda came in here on Friday and said, I appreciate her so much. she's my moderator, and said, I'm sorry you're upset. But I'm like, we need to get upset because we need to do something. Like this stuff with Elon and the money, that affects me. My husband was a government employee for 30 years. You know what came to me yesterday? I'm like, you love him. You love MAGA. My ex-husband is an engineer and he worked for the Department of Defense for 30 years. He's more qualified than Hegseth. He's what, and even my brother who's on the LAPD who loves Trump because he's so freaking awesome. He's more qualified than Kash Patel. Why don't you go lead the FBI? My brother would love that. Why don't you go do that? Go kiss the boot, kiss the ring, get yourself oh, yeah, that's right. You don't work for Fox. Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess that disqualifies you. But I'm like, this is like lunacy. Like, we are not safe. They fired, like, he's blaming the plane crashes on DEI when it's his own fault. He's deflecting, just like narcissists do. He's deflecting. They hired they fired, right? The FAA. They've been screwing around with everything. There weren't enough air traffic controllers in the tower. They're like, this is scary what's going on. And that's why, like, I'm here and I decided to start to talk about it again because, well, for one, my depression went away when I started speaking out. Like, I'm holding all this stuff in. You guys heard the thing, like, where, and Charlotte and I were talking about this too, where depression is anger turned inward, and here I am. I can't stand Trump. Like, only my ex knew it in 2016, and he's texting me, oh, Trump's ahead. I'm like, shut up, and I've been holding like this anger in. And that's why I feel like when I started talking about it, and I just started talking about it too late. I wish I had started to, just like if Kamala had more time, I feel like that would have been helpful. Like that, she didn't have enough days to run her campaign. She ran an awesome campaign, but she didn't have enough time. But I started speaking out too late because I started speaking out on this channel in October. But when I started speaking out, not only, did I get more views, I got more views. My views started going up, but also my depression lifted. And my depression, because I had so much anxiety over the summer and so much depression, and I wasn't well informed, and I didn't think he was even going to be able to run again, you guys. Honestly, I didn't think he was. I was like, what? What's happening? What's going on? I'm like, what? And then, I thought, of course he won't win. Like, he did an insurrection. How could he? I honestly thought that, and I think some Trumpers thought, because I feel like that's why they were extra, especially angry. I mean, telling me that Harris is going to send my babies home in body bags. Like, what sounds like you have a really anger issue there, Frank. Was a horrible MAGA that I was friends with on Instagram and Facebook. I was friends with my brother-in-law, but he sounded scared that she was going to win. And now I'm the one that's scared, and I want my baby girl to get thankfully my middle daughter's out of the Army, but he was so angry he didn't notice that thing that I said. So he said, hey, Harris is going to send them home in body bags. But I have one, my youngest is in the Air Force, and Not that she ever listens to me, but Lydia, please get out of the Air Force. Please. It'd probably be better if I didn't say anything. Stay in the Air Force, okay? Reverse psychology works better. I'm like, by all means, don't ever call me or don't contact me, okay? Love you. So anyways, what about you guys? Have you ever been lied to and you discovered it? And what did you do? What did you do? If anybody wants to come in the comments and answer my question. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody out there for watching? Thank you for watching. So like when I get like settled down and there's no trolls and I'm all more calm and I don't know, just trying to hold everything in. I get less views. So I just thought of a Switchfoot song. Breathe it in and let it out. I'm gonna let it out. I'm gonna vent here. It's my channel. It's my channel, and I'll say what I want to. Say what I want to. Say what I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. No, I'm not gonna cry. I am pissed. Yeah, I'm not going to hold it in because that turns to depression. Red has experience with this. So, yeah. The opposite, yeah. And yeah, I heard this before and Charlotte reminded me of it today. She said, the opposite of depression is expression. So, yeah. This is better for my mental health, and it seems to be better for my channel. I get more views. So, yes, I am thinking of going back to reading the Devo, though, because my codependency devotional is so good, and it's really short. Let me get it for you. I'm going to go get my book, too, because it's over there on the coffee table. So, yeah, I want to keep talking about codependency, and it applies to politics because all these people, Republicans and there's Democrats alike, that are keeping quiet, they are doing what codependents do best, and that is enabling. They're enabling this felon, unintelligent, orange idiot to destroy our country. And they need to stop. They need to go to a support group. They need to get some balls. They need to speak up. They need to do something. So let me read you the one for today. So it's the 3rd of February. And I like this. And they're short and they're sweet. It's called In This Moment, Daily Meditation Book. In this moment, I am healing. I am a recovering codependent. I am not stuck or doomed to be hopeless and helpless, forever repeating codependent patterns. I am growing. I don't need to be fixed. I transform my past hurts and pain into gifts of deeper understanding and empathy. I am healing. I have hope for my future. As long as I breathe, I continue to recover and grow in this life. What a gift. That's good. So yeah, I might start reading that every day. But yeah, I've been busy with downsizing, and I have my sofa and my sofa back here, my sofa, my coffee table, my end table on Facebook Marketplace. No messages about those yet, but hopefully soon. Um, oh, I was looking in my journal and I read a new poem to you guys before, because I found it in my journal and then I said I read it, but this was a year ago, so I think I'll read it to you again. This one. So I'm going live a little later tonight. Let me see. See if I can find it. So a year ago is when I found out I was ADHD, and it kind of blew my mind. It's very interesting. I gotta find where it is. Let me see. Maybe I won't read it to you if I can't find it. I need to enter it in the computer in my document. I'm going to find it. Yeah, it was February 1st, 2024. But oh my God, I have ADHD. And I don't have bipolar, but I really wasn't sure about that yet. But I'm becoming more and more sure as I go on. I think that was a misdiagnosis, because I pretty much told them, that my dad was bipolar, and that's why they diagnosed me bipolar. And then my son, probably said, oh, my mom's bipolar, so they diagnosed him that too. So I'm not sure that was right either. So my dad was never, I thought my dad was just in denial, but and he pretty much denied, wasn't sure about the bipolar diagnosis that he had. Yeah, I'm finding, maybe I'm supposed to read this one because a year ago is when I bought the ticket to the Switchfoot Getaway. It's when I got my ticket. So I think that's when they set it up, is around February. I'm trying to find it. Now I can't find it. Well, I'll have to find another poem to read to you. I could read you my Red Flags poem. Very interesting. I think I found it. Okay. This poem's called Runaway. It was inspired by the Aurora song Runaway. It was very popular many years ago. And in that poem, in that song is the line, "Take me home where I belong." I kept running. If I hadn't ran away, I wouldn't have found myself at the river. That was in when I left my brothers in 2021. Or at the Raccoon Mountain. That was in Chattanooga. Or in Denver at my son's, where she texted me. That was my daughter. Finally. And if I hadn't ran away, I wouldn't have found me. I kept running. It was bad, or was it good? I kept running for a soft place to land. It's short. So let me drop that song. Oh, let me drop the lies song first. This is Maga's song. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. So that's the question. If anybody wants to pop in the chat and tell me the answer. Have you ever been lied to? And if so, what was your response? I've had lots of different responses to being lied to. I've never screamed at anybody for lying to me. It's like, because you don't really know. You don't know at first, but you're just like, yeah, I don't think that's true. Let me look into that. Hi, Brenda. How are you? So when I wrote this poem about running away, I was like, was it a bad running away or a good running away? Because sometimes it's good. I'm glad I left Georgia. So I left Georgia in 2020. I sold my house. I paid off all my debt. I paid cash for an RV. I traveled around it for a year. I was out by my brothers in Los Angeles for a while. And for anybody new, I don't think there's anybody new here, because it's the mystery viewers again, Brenda, and it's you. What does it say? How many watching? You're still in Parker? 80 degrees today. Wow. It was warm today here too. I didn't hardly go out though. And like I said, I met someone that bought my sleeping bag from Courtside is moving to California, San Diego too. Not just moving to California too, moving to San Diego also. So I just met a friend in San Diego. It's crazy. But yeah, it was up to 68 today. It was up to 60. I wonder if all the snow melted. I didn't really go outside today, honestly. Yeah, I was thinking of going to swim, and then Charlotte came, and we talked right up until my alarm went off to go live in 10 minutes. And so that's why I started my live late, because Charlotte just left and we were talking. We were talking politics, everything. So yeah, it was great. And I'm going to have a friend. I'm going to have a friend. I have a friend in San Diego that I just met today. So isn't that wild? It's pretty cool. So the song that I was talking about, and then I'm going to share with you guys some more links. To good channels to listen to keep up on what's happening. The Midas Network is really, really good. See if my links work. Do my links work? Yeah, it says 5 watching now. Speak to me. Have you ever been lied to, Brenda? And if so, what was your reaction? That's my question. I've been asking, but you're the first one to pop in the chat. So, have you ever been lied to? And if so, what was your reaction when you discovered you had been lied to? So, a lot of times when I've been lied to, even when I really sensed, I'm like, I don't really believe that. So I haven't said anything to the person. And it's like, that is like that's enabling. And like, you're being dishonest. I was like, oh my gosh, I am being dishonest and not just saying like, you could at least say something like calmly, like, I don't really believe that, but okay. And I've had to do that with my children. I told one of my children, I'm like, I'll look into that. And that was what I said. So, but because it's confrontational, it's hard, and I've had lies told about me, and then I haven't confronted I've seen the person, and I'm not talking about my ex here, and I've not confronted them. A family member. That's a can of worms question. Yeah, you're opening up a can of worms if you say, I don't really believe, it's kind of confrontational if you say to someone, you're lying. But did you hear the one about Brenda, the $50,000 worth of condoms that supposedly our country sent to Gaza? Did you hear that one? It's just like, we have to fact check. You guys, fact check. But there's channels I listen to, and I trust them. Like the Brian Tyler Cohen, Robert Reich, the Midas Network. Why is that not working? So you know what these tariffs are doing? Goodness. Eggs were $15 at why would our country do that? Yeah, exactly. It's like, why? Like, and oh gosh, they lie so much. And like Robert Reich, that video you sent me, remember that, the worst things about a Trump presidency is his first time in office. I think he's probably going to surpass this. Trump told 30,000 lies. 30,000 lies. So, I don't know how you say it. Is it Midas Touch? The Midas Brothers, this channel. I'm going to birth control. It's not true. It's a lie. I believe it's a lie. But like, what? It's just like to believe anything. I am dropping this link. And they, gosh, I should just drop the links because these people the Washington Post, 50 million. I can't look at this because I'm not subscribed. $7 for a 1 week payment. Let me find something that's free. No evidence U.S. spent 50 million on condoms for Gaza. Is the U.S. sending 50 million in condoms to Gaza as Trump claims? No. They're also, you also can't send a child to school, a boy, and they come home a girl. That is like so ridiculous. Anybody with kids knows that, because someone at school can't even give your child an aspirin without your permission. And he's lying and saying they're performing sex change operations when you send your child to school. I'm like, and he keeps saying it. He continues to say it. I mean, he just like, he doesn't care. You know, he just lies. Like when his lips are moving, I know you're lying because your lips are moving. Baby, do you think I'm dumb? Well, those in the Trump cult, okay, they're brainwashed. That's what I feel like. They're brainwashed. And they just look past all these lies, you know? Politicians lying. Wade. It's not the real problem. Yeah, well, okay. It's not the real politicians lying is not the real problem. Their supporters being too ignorant to fact check what they are being told is, well, yeah, that's why I say, like, I'm not mad at Trump anymore. I'm mad at the people, like, you know, my own daughter making me think like, well, yeah, she's better than Trump. That like, okay, then vote for her. You know, that's what I was assuming she was voting for. And then she tells me she voted third party. I was like, but I think it is a problem. Anybody lying is the problem. Lying is a problem. Like in the Bible, these Christian nationalists need to, like, maybe they read their Bible and it just goes in, you know, like in one ear out the other. I don't know. But yeah, that's a song I posted. It's one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not lie. The Bible calls Satan the father of lies. And this is what, when I was talking to this person that called me, and it was funny, it was interesting because like this is part of like my story tonight, is that this person called me. I've long since not had them in my phone. I thankfully got back my old Georgia number. So I have a Georgia number and a Colorado number. Yeah, they need to just, it's a cult, you know? And it's very, this young lady I talked to tonight that I met that bought my sleeping bag, was so intelligent and so informed. She should run for office. Okay. We're both going. I'm like, we had a high five. I'm like, yes, high five. Yes. Everything she said. I'm like, okay. You guys, God is so cool. And this thought just came to me. God is so cool. And I'm like, he's done this all along. You guys, when I was in Georgia, when I was trapped in Georgia, my kids were treating me like crap. My daughters weren't talking to me. My sons would talk to me sometimes if they needed something or wanted something, or, you know, once in a while, my sons would talk to me. I was so depressed, and I was so depressed in 2019 that 2020 was like awesome for me. I know it's bad for the rest of the country, and I'm sorry, but I got the rats out of my house. In 2019 is when I found out the rats were in my house too. It was like, oh my God, what else can go wrong? Like, what else, you know? Like, Page Publishing stole my book. This one, Page Publishing stole my book. You know, my daughters weren't talking to me. My house was infested with rats. I was $40,000 in debt. I was talking the other night, like I had never told you guys before, I don't think, but you know, my electricity being turned off. When I'm doing Airbnb, I'm like, I can't have I was so mad. I would go in there and yell at, you know, when it was dumb. It was dumb because I would go, and it's not their fault. It's just their policy. Flint Energies in Middle Georgia, turn off your electricity like that. You don't pay on time. Boom, it's off. They don't let you they don't let you have a big bill. I can remember helping people out before and they'll be like, my water bill's, $1,000. I'm like, what? And your water is still on. That might have been a lie to me too. I believed a lot of lies, but I don't know. But this electric company in Middle Georgia would cut off my electricity if I paid it late. And then I had to call my ex for help on Valentine's Day. Sucks. Someone will, never ask what else can go wrong. Someone will answer it for you. Exactly. That's why I was so glad to get, I got the rats. I got the last rat in the trap. And it was around that time that I said, you need to sign off on the house. So it's just in my name. And I got my ex to do that. I just got off of his house. It was last year. Yeah, it was 2023. It was year before last, not last year anymore. But I just got off of his house, but I had to get him off the deed so I could sell it. So I had to do that. And it was around the same time I got what I hoped was the last rat. Me and Blue would go on exhibitions every day. That was my friend's pit bull that I was watching. And she had moved up to St. Louis. And we'd go and check each of the, I'm like, come on, Blue, let's go. And we'd go check. And I had my little, what was she? Maltese, part Maltese. She was a little mutt, sweet little mutt. But Blue would go with me and we'd check the traps. And I was like, I think they're gone. Because they would leave little things around, little droppings and little things. And they would I took these yogurt cups and I would fill them with the birds, the sunflower seeds that I used to feed the squirrels. And my exterminator's like, that's attracting the rats. They love those things. And they would eat them all, and they wouldn't. They would avoid the traps. But how I got the last one is I put that little yogurt cup thing filled with the sunflower seeds right by the trap, and I had to get the cheap traps from Walmart, which are very messy, because the ones from the exterminator would just get the rat's tail, or get one time it. Before Gladys had headed up to St. Louis to get settled in and stuff, I was resetting a trap that had gone off, and I screamed because it had the rat's foot in it. So that's what I fired my exterminators, because they weren't doing anything. They were just like, here's these traps that don't really work very well. And so I finally got one time, and I still need to find this video, because I have it somewhere on my phone or on my social media, but I kept it hidden for a while because it was the rat, and its tail was caught in the trap, and it came out through the crack between my dishwasher and my cabinet, and its tail was caught in the trap, but it couldn't get. And this was when Gladys had deserted me and gone to Hawaii with her gay friend. So I was watching Blue. No, I wasn't. Her dad was watching Blue, because Blue was a pain in the butt and I wanted a break. So I let her dad watch Blue, but then I decided I should not do that, because her dad had a pit bull that would fight with Blue. And one time Gladys got all bit up and I had to take her to the emergency room because she was trying to watch both the dogs. And I'm like, oh, there's a little kid over there. I'm like, I won't. And so that's why afterwards, I said I'd charge her less. I wouldn't charge normally if you get your dog watched, at a kennel, it can be $20, $30, $40 a day. And I only charged Gladys $50 a month. because I didn't think, because her dad had a stepson, and I didn't think that he should have both those pit bulls around that little boy because of what happened to Gladys. So that's why I was watching Blue when I was trying to get the 2020 when the pandemic hit, and I got the rats out of my house, and then Blue went up to St. Louis, and then I put my house on the market. Then, and speaking of something else, someone will answer it for you. Then I get a letter in the mail that not only did Page Publishing screw me over, but because I spoke out about them on social media, they attempted to sue me for $1 million. And here I am trying to downsize all my crap. My kids aren't talking to me. I was depressed. I was not wondering if this was going to work too, because of the pandemic. I was like, because the pandemic hit in the middle of me downsizing. I had stopped doing Airbnb. In 2019, I stopped doing Airbnb. I just got so fed up with it. Another crazy thing. Oh gosh. Crazy good things. I feel like they're good. Like getting the call from my friend from 20 years ago from homeschooling, from my Christianity, my evangelical Christian friend, MAGA friend. What did you text me? Oh, you lost connection. Are you back? Are you back, Brenda? Okay. Brenda says she's lost connection. Well, I hope you can get connected again, hopefully. She's still down in Arizona. So, speaking to so many things. So I tell my Christian friend from homeschooling, like, you've been duped about Trump. And, but then later on, I think I'm like, okay, so she was sort of calling me, sort of wondering, like, and I'm like, honestly, and I'm glad I've gotten to this point. I don't really care. I honestly really don't I don't care about, as long as he pays what was set out in the divorce papers, that's fine. I don't really care what he's doing. I don't really care. I never would ask my daughter when I go to see her. I never ask her what he's doing. She'd sometimes tell me things, but I don't care. And after, this person called me, and I thought, like, she's wanting to fill me in on what's going on in Georgia. And I'm like, I don't really care. And then I'm like, I wonder did she call me because to spy on me, and I'm just like, well, I didn't really tell her anything. I don't say, I'm an open book, and they might be watching. Hi, hun. Love you. I don't care. I don't really care. So yeah. My ex probably knows I'm moving to California, so who cares? And when I was in Georgia, I didn't get any help with the downsizing. Like, my oldest son came over on Christmas, and I think I gave him, and I don't know if he kept it. I hope he kept it. Wooden truck that my dad had made, because my dad made all these wooden things, and I ended up, I kept my name. I showed you guys before. I had my younger son's puzzle. That's the dragon. And I just recently found the eye, the red eye. And I'm writing a poem that incorporates all of that about the red eye. and it's funny how my creative process and, like, I don't know, divine inspiration. And I'm like, wow, that's Red Eyes is a Switchfoot song. And then the eye for my son's puzzle was red. It was a red eye. My son also came on the red eye from Oregon to Philly for Christmas. And then my eyes kind of get red when my kids make me cry. But anyways, thankfully, things are looking up. I'm learning to let go more, and it's been this way, I've been separated from my husband for 10 years. Well, it's going to be 11 years, the end of February. And a lot of that time, the time it's gone most smoothly is when I just completely let go. And that was 2020. That was like, okay, they're not helping me. I'm doing this on my own. I'm going to get this all downsized. I was going to put my stuff, what I was going to keep into my RV and go up to St. Louis. But I decided, I'm like, I might as well just buy my RV up in St. Louis. So because I got a hotel for 3 weeks and I was going through the last of the stuff, I had so much stuff, 200. I shared a funny post. I reshared a funny post on Facebook, and it was like the last of the CDs I had. And I'm like, 73 CDs, and like comedy, kids, movies and stuff like that for $15. And I said, my sarcasm is off the chain. And someone messaged me and says, do they work? I'll show you. This is funny. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I reshared it, so it should be easy to find. It's funny what some of these people ask you on Facebook Marketplace. When I downsized, I had a whole lot more than I have now. Yeah. I'm going to show you guys this. Let me share the screen. This is funny. Okay, let me share screen. Okay. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. So it says, these are all I had the Santa Claus, the Family Man, Wide Awake, Veggie Tales, A Walk to Remember. See all of them here? So 73 CDs for where is the oh wait, shoot. Okay, this is what I said. Okay. My minimalist sarcasm is off the chain. I listed 73 DVDs for $15. Someone asks, do the movies work? I thought of 3 possible answers for this. 1, yes, I watched them all last night. 2, what DVDs? No, those are just cases. I need $15 for crack. I went with, no, of course not. LOL. So yeah, I was pretty exhausted at this point. So what date was that? March. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I had a lot more months to go. So I sold my house. This was before I even put my house on the market. So I put my house on the market in June, and that was when I get this letter that Paige published from this lawyer in New York offering to represent me because Paige Publishing is suing me. And like, I thought, but like, and here I am, and like, okay, I'm about to get a lot of money. I looked in and I joined, and I do recommend LegalZoom. At least they were good in 2020 when I joined them, because they helped me out a little bit. I was thinking of trademarking my name, Redheaded Riding Hood. And I found out, I got information about them from that. And then I was going to, and I did look a little bit, look around for a lawyer because I wanted to countersue them. I could not find a lawyer. I might look around again when I get to California, because I thought of contacting some here in Denver. I never did get around to it, but I'm still thinking I'd like to. I've explored it several times, and I have like all this paperwork of what they said they'd pay me and the contract and all of that. And yeah, I'm really wanting to do something, especially since recent events in my personal life that happened, that I'm like, again, it's like something bad. Like the times I ran away, and it's like, I needed to run away. I actually needed to leave sooner. Like I should have left I have regrets. And I feel like, I don't know, it's a very proud person that can say they don't have any regrets. And I just feel like I've learned from them, at least, it's like I should have left my husband sooner. I should have left the abusive YouTube community sooner. All of that. I should have left my brother sooner. Like I was not feeling comfortable there. I was closer to my sister-in-law, but I felt bad because my sister-in-law passed away, and I'm just like, and then I have a falling out with, and I should have left St. Louis sooner. And I had a falling out with Gladys, and I was just like, what is this pattern here? I don't like this pattern. Let's change it up. Okay. How about I leave before someone, immediately when someone starts treating me like shit? How about that? How about I the first red flag, how about I leave? It is worth starting the fight again. All right, Wade, I'm going to Is it worth starting the fight again? Damn straight it's worth starting the fight again. These assholes are ripping off other people. Damn straight. I've had a number of people discourage me from it. Like, no. Hell no. Hell no, Wade. Hell no. This girl, like, when you that's just what's happening with Trump. When you let people get away with shit, they keep on doing shit. They do more shit. They screw over more people. It is worth it. I paid them. This is a good book. No wonder they sold it from me. I paid them to do this, and they have the freaking nerve when they stole my royalties to turn around and sue me? Hell no. Hell no. Sometimes it's better for your mental health to just let the past go, but not in this situation. When you let people fuck with people, excuse my language, then they just that's what enablers do. That's what they're doing with Trump. Like let him, screw up our entire country. No. I'm not even gonna highlight that comment. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm hoping I can get them to settle out of court. I'm like, because I will not only sue them for stealing this from me and ripping me off, but I'm going to say, I was going through a divorce. I was in debt. I was depressed. I was suicidal. It was a worldwide pandemic. And these assholes are putting me in court. I didn't even respond to it at all. That's how freaking stupid and how off, they didn't do anything with it. I didn't respond to it. I just ignored it. I was waiting. I was trying to find a lawyer. And then it turns out, these lawyers are just trying to make money off of me and thinking they were trying to scare me. They did get me to be quiet for a little bit, but I was busy. I was selling my house. I was selling all my shit I had in Georgia. I was getting the hell out of Dodge, thank God. And then they didn't even know. Then they didn't even know where the hell I was, But I know it's a pain, and even this young lady I met today, oh, man, she's just awesome. It was so great meeting you, Charlotte. If you're ever watching this, it was so awesome to meet you because she went through it and she went through some crap and she pressed charges and she said that's what she was thinking of. This guy is going to do, was it easy? No. Is it fun? No. Just like Taylor Swift talks about, like her lawsuit. This guy tries to sue her for $1 million because he got her fired because he put his hand up her dress. She said, I feel bad for all the women who weren't believed. And, these people, no doubt, Page Publishing, are screwing more people up. And I've talked to some of them, and they tried to sue me for someone who got backed out of their contract. And I'm like, I didn't back out of my contract. Like, why are you suing me when someone else backs out of their contract? That's, apparently there's some name for it and they tried to, but, no, I know, I just said, I don't know if I'm just wanting to talk to some more people and not, I'm hoping that they would just settle out of court. Yeah. But I'm hoping it would deter them too from continuing to screw people over. And they try to sue me and I'm going through all this crap. And you can see, I'll share the video again. You can see that I'm not immune to, I'm not unafraid. This is not helpful. They just cause me more anxiety when I'm trying to sell. I'm trying to downsize, sell my house and get out of Georgia in the middle of a pandemic. And then they hit me with this lawsuit and it was just to try to shut me up. And I didn't do anything. I didn't even respond to it, and I said, and when I got the money from selling my house, I think it was when I was up in St. Louis area, I contacted these lawyers and said, well, I would hire you. They discouraged me too. I said, I would hire you, but to defend me, but I also will countersue them. Because screw them. They're not going to, they're going to rip me off and screw me over. And then they're going to try to sue me. Like, oh, hell no. Hell no. They're messing with the wrong person. And I've let this go for too long because this was 2017. So I also need to find out if it's like how long the limitations on it is. And my pastor's wife is in law school. So I might be able to ask her some questions about it. But I asked another friend, a YouTube friend, about it, and she discouraged, she discouraged me too. But like, I don't mean to get onto your way, but no, I don't want any of that negativity. Thank you very much. We need to hold people accountable. And that's what they should be doing in Washington. Like he wants to make birthright citizenship. He wants to take away birthright citizenship. That is unconstitutional. All this shit he's doing, it's illegal. And like, are we just going to stand back and let this clown, this orange clown, ruin our country? I mean, like I said, this Christian artist was encouraging people. It's MLK Day and it's Inauguration Day, so pray for Trump. I was like, yeah, I'm past praying for him. Just like I'm past being mad at him. I'm mad at the people that voted him in, the people that voted third party, the people that voted for him. You should be more informed, and this is the shit you voted for. Now people are dying. There's blood on his hands. There is blood on his hands. Little, beautiful little ice skaters dead because of this a-hole in the White House. Yeah, I'm prepared. See, that's what these lawyers didn't really want to. They're like, be prepared to be paying a lot of money for litigation and blah, blah, blah. And they were just really discouraged, and I'm thinking like, okay, you're not the right, you were just looking to tell me about, I found out about it from these lawyers in New York, from them, because they contacted me and said, and then I tried to avoid being served the papers because the papers came after that, after the lawyers told me that there's been a loss. And I've thought I might even, like when I went with LegalZoom, and see, like LegalZoom reimbursed me too, because I paid them the fee after I got the money from selling my house. I paid them the fee. And I was looking into, like I said, getting Red-Headed Riding Hood copyrighted. And you can only get it copyrighted for a certain thing, like for books or, it's like, maybe this is really unnecessary, I thought, because I have the name. I mean, I have the .com, I have the YouTube channel, I have the Facebook, I have the Instagram. There's nobody, and they searched it for any names like similar. So they did that far, and they gave me, and when I canceled it too, they gave me a refund of most of it. I think it was like $375 I paid them. And, but I was going to search for a lawyer through them. I could like join them too. The thing that I've found it difficult to do is find a specific, like a publishing lawyer you do, or I think that's what, like the specific kind of, there was a lawyer here. I might go talk to this lawyer here. He was in the same building as my chiropractor. And he was a lawyer that specializes in just when people sue you, defending people who are being sued. And so that was basically his thing. And I'm like, well, yeah, they tried to sue me. But yeah, I'm ticked about that too. And I think like sometimes it's good whenever, like, I've stayed too long, like I stayed too long with my ex. I stayed too long in by my brother's after his wife died. I stayed too long in St. Louis, and I should have left sooner. But I learned, and but whenever I've done that, it's when I'm like Be forgiving. Oh, it's like when you're stifling your anger, it's like, it's okay. It's okay. And I found that my anger has been my friend. Your anger is telling you something's wrong and something is not right, and your boundaries are being pushed. And sometimes it's good. It's been good for me, and I've been, chasing after my kids, trying to get my kids to let me back in. And it's just wasted so much time, and it doesn't work. And so, that's what I realized this last year. And it's just like, this is not working. And I was better off, because when I was leaving Georgia in 2020, I was fed up. I was fed up and I was done. And this really helped me with my downsizing, that for a time I was in the ex-evangelical space, and I was just like, I don't know what I believe anymore. And I'm not going to church. I'm done with this. All these Christian nationalists believing Trump is God sent, and he's like, read your Bibles again. What about that Antichrist that is fooling Christians? Yeah, that's a tough. I am more. I'm like, you forgive for yourself, and you can't forget either. It's God that forgets. Like, he separates your sins as far as the east is from the west. But we're human. We're not God. We're not, that's another thing. This young lady I met today, again, Charlotte, awesome young lady. And this is what God has done over and over and over again in my life, because when I couldn't find a job, that was demoralizing too. I couldn't find a job in Georgia before the pandemic. So I started doing Airbnb in my home. And so many of my guests were, and I'm going through this, what did I do? Oh, I'm sorry. Was I a bad mother? What did I do? What did I say? Oh, I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I let your dad abuse you. That was wrong. That was enabling. And I'm sorry you saw him abuse me and thought that was okay. So you're going through all of that. And then I start doing Airbnb, and I'm like, really, am I a bad mom? Because here's all these kids, one after the green card guy. That's another story I want to tell you guys. Don't let me forget. I got another story for y'all that happened recently. These are crazy things that happened recently. The old friend from Georgia calling me, and then meeting this person who bought my sleeping bag, and she's moving to San Diego also. At the same time, it's like, we're going to caravan down to San Diego together. And so now I have a friend in San Diego, and she's my oldest son's age. But I'm like, no. Smart and single like me. And we talked about everything for a couple hours today. It was awesome. And then one more thing I have to tell you guys. So don't let me forget. And it's a green card guy story. Even he was my oldest son's age. So all these young people staying at my Airbnb, and I'm like, oh, really? And I'm like, I'm providing them, a home, food, taking care of them. It's like, oh, I'm such a bad mom that now I'm being paid. Gee, you must be right. I was so bad at being a mom that now basically I'm being paid to be a mom. And I made friends with these, like, even Gladys. Gladys is like a few years older than, Gladys is 40 now. I'm not talking about you. Are your ears burning, Gladys? I love you. She's a few years older than my oldest child. So I was making all these friends that are my children's age. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like God's reassuring me. And it's just like, it's okay. It's not you, it's them. They can't get no satisfaction. So yeah. So where are you right now, Wade? Brenda's still in Arizona. But she said she got disconnected. She texted me. But so, okay, the last story, the crazy thing that happened. It was all this last weekend. This last weekend's been wild. It's been wild because it was Sunday. It was yesterday. I had this wild thought because I've seen Syria in the news lately. And I've talked about this, my green card guy that came to my Airbnb in 2018. And he was so perfect, going to be a doctor. And he was so nice to me. And I fell for him. And then I realized he was trying to get me to marry him so he could get a green card because he was under Trump's travel ban in 2018, Muslim travel ban, but he had his visa, which he got before that. So they let him in to the country. And speaking of, tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies, tell me lies. When he left, he said he went back to Saudi Arabia. Oh, and speaking of citizenship, I learned a lot of things from him about Saudi Arabia. Island hopping. Oh, you're still island hopping? Oh, you're still in the Philippines. Oh, cool. Cool. How long are you staying over there? I'm really bad about, I'm sharing these, like the Midas touch. Did I share that? I did share that, didn't I? Yeah, right up there. I watch all these other channels. I'm really bad about watching my followers. I'm sorry. Like I watched that one. I was like, oh my God, Wade's in the Philippines. I want to go there. My mom was born in the Philippines. She was born on Corregidor. So go over there to. Then that blew my mind. I was like, really? I mean, I think I did hear my friend Love say it though once. She's like, there's 7,000 islands. I'm like, that is insane. There must be that some of them must be really small. I'm like, I never heard that. I didn't even realize that before. But so where my mom was born was Corregidor. One of the things I left for my daughter, and I don't know what she did with it, but everything I left in I put in this storage unit for my daughter, all this stuff. Some of the things she said she wanted, like the photo albums. I kept these photos that are loose in plastic bins, and they're so disorganized, and it's like hard. My daughter was looking for a specific picture of her eating a strawberry, and I'm like, I have the one of you holding the strawberry in your hand, and it's so hard for me to find. And I gave my oldest daughter the organized, when she first asked for them, I was like still in the house with, all my stuff. And I had all these, my kids' awards. It was crazy. I put those in a big plastic bin and put those in the storage for her. And I started to make this pile when I was downsizing, and I was going to take this stuff to my daughter's house. And I'm like, that could be awkward, because I've been through things with my daughter and our estrangement, where I try to get back, where I've cried, I've begged, I've apologized for all sorts of stuff that I don't even know what she's mad about. I would say, why are you mad? And she'd say, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. And so I just went through the scene. I'm like, I don't want to see her, and just leave these things on her doorstep. And then I went through, all this. I was going through this mental turmoil. Like, what do I do? Like I had her Cabbage Patch, and I would text her, do you want your Cabbage Patch doll? No answer. I don't know. Am I still blocked? Or am I blocked again? She unblocked me, and then she blocked me again. And it's just like nothing. There was no I know I said something about my son's really big no. I said something about my son on his Facebook when he was in high school. This is really, really bad. I really did some bad mom stuff. Just normal mom stuff though. But I deserved for him to block me. I deserved for him to block me. I've apologized to my kids for a lot of crap. But anyway, so I came up with this plan that ended up being good and worked out wonderfully. I put this stuff in a 5x10, I think it was 5x10 storage. And one of the things was all the photo albums, which she had asked for. And then I have all these loose pictures, which I think I'm going to go through and maybe consolidate them, because I have like one big box, two medium boxes, big plastic bins of photos. And I think I can get it down because, some of them, like pictures of scenery and stuff like that. And I think I might have time this time, since I don't have so many items to downsize, to go through them. So I'm decided on that. No idea when or where next. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I might go to Hawaii this year. I'm not wanting to fly this year. And because of how things went in Philly in December, I don't think I am going to fly to Philly this year, unless maybe next Christmas, if I get invited. But I would fly to Hawaii. But I would love to go see my friend Loves in the Philippines. So, but some islands very small with no people. Those are the best. Yeah, I need to go check out. Yeah. So if you go, do a video, and I'll go watch more of your videos. I promise. I get notifications, and that's why, I guess I happen to see some. I'm really bad. I mean, and I've had, was it last Friday? I had my friend from church, BJ DJ, on here. I've watched one of his videos, and then I've had Alfonso on here, and I keep on saying I'm gonna go watch your videos. I've been really bad about that, so I apologize. But I'm gonna try to do better. But I am really busy. But if you go to Crickador, please do a video, because that's especially where I want to go, because that's where I want. It's where I think it's still there. I think Love said it's still there. I don't know. I think it's still there, the Army base. So that's where my mom was born in 1929. So, but I was thinking about my green card guy again. And so this never came to me before, it's of course when you have a falling out with someone and you realize, I'm like, oh my gosh, he never said something so mean to me before. And what happened when I realized, when it's have you ever been lied to? That was my question at the beginning. Wade, if you didn't hear it. Have you ever been lied to? And when you realized it, what did you do? And so like all of these stories really apply, like with the publisher, with Trump, with Mohammed. So what happened when I finally realized it, he left and said he went back to Saudi Arabia. Now he told me the crap he went through when he didn't go back all the way across the ocean to Saudi Arabia for a month. Are you kidding me? He left like early September and then texted me when I was at, like, all these stories seem to tie together, and it's just like God does it. When I was at the Jimmy Carter Center in Atlanta, I had gotten a Lyft ride up to Atlanta. Best Lyft ride I ever got. $94. Yay me. I should read my Red Runs Till She's Blue poem. So I was up in Atlanta and I had lunch with my son, my younger son that I moved here for, lived in Atlanta then in 2018. And he had graduated from the University of Georgia earlier that year. And so he was up in Atlanta. So I had lunch with him when I was up there. And I was coming back and I was like, I want to leave Georgia. This was 2019. I want to leave Georgia. I was already thinking about it. So like in my mind, I was thinking it. I was planning it. I don't remember when exactly. It wasn't from YouTube that I got the idea of living in my RV. It was from Facebook and a woman in one of my divorce or narcissistic abuse groups that did it. And she went to live. She planned on traveling and living in her RV for 2 years, and she ended up doing it for 4 years. And she had a little dog. My plan was to take my little dog with me, but I ended up rehoming her because she really didn't like traveling. She was very, very nervous. I ended up being kind of nervous driving that big RV too. So I'm still thinking of getting a little tab trailer to go up and down the coast, especially to camp in California when I get there. I'm still thinking of that. Yeah, but did you confront the person? And I got to the point where really I could I'm like, people should really just stop lying to me because I usually always know it. It was funny. I would know it, but I always wouldn't say it. I just got to the point where like, what's the point? Especially like with my husband. I was just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's lying. Why didn't you call me when you were TDY? Why didn't you call me when you're out of town? You've been out of town all the time. All the time. Just like, it's like, and it's like too, like you can't, that's why I'm telling people like fact check stuff, like check stuff out. Sometimes like you can't prove it. That's like, just like, I don't care anymore. Like this person that called me from Georgia on Saturday. This was just the wild things. It's kind of, for me, this, I'm not a party person. I'm an introvert. I'm kind of a hermit actually, but now, hey, I met Charlotte. Now I have a friend already before I go to San Diego. I have a friend in San Diego. But I'm kind of a hermit and a quiet person. So this was kind of a wild weekend for me. I went to church as usual, but I got a call from Georgia on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I decided, hey, I wonder what, because I wonder, especially when I'm telling the story about Muhammad, and I say so I said to him, I don't really think I could marry a man who had more than one wife. Because this was his plan. I really fell for him, and I really kept, I'm like, do you want to have kids? And he did want to have kids, and he told the whole story. He's like, oh, I don't agree with that, but in the case when he was so like, and the accent is so sexy. RVs are too big. Yeah, I was thinking of getting a van, but like I was talking to Albert about this yesterday because Albert came over. That was a good weekend too for me. Albert came over to eat and I made lasagna, I made spaghetti and meatballs because I had like 4 jars of sauce. I'm like, well, the pasta isn't really on why do I have 4 jars of sauce if I really shouldn't eat that much pasta? It's just like, when you're at the store and you think, and like when I had no money and I started doing Airbnb, I still would cook. I can remember like, gosh, I don't have anything. And I had one of my first guests was, I had traveling nurses. I had this guy that was walking across Georgia once. And then I had this guy that was on a motorcycle trip and he was going up like the East Coast. And he was one of my first guests too, this kid. And like I said, a lot of my guests were my kids' age. And I was like, gosh, I don't have any. I'm like, well, this is a cheap meal. I'm making spaghetti and meatballs. So I fed him some spaghetti meatballs. Yeah, call the liar out. Just yeah, I was stuck for 30 years, That's why I think like I just believed so much crap with my ex-husband. And then like now I said, this person called me on Saturday and kind of the pull is like, you're curious, what's going on? Like, who's he with now? He's been with he's had a couple of girlfriends, but and I'm like, okay, so I'm talking to this person and I'm like, he's alcoholic, but he's also a hoarder and he hates having yard sales. What do you mean he's having a yard sale? Like someone else must be like, our child must be forcing him to do that. Or maybe a girlfriend he's with is like, you have too much crap, dude, have a yard sale. So, John, hey, how are you? How are you? I'm moving to California. How are you doing? Have you ever been lied to, John? I think you have. Did you see the comment I left on your channel? But you are welcome here. That's what they always say at my church. You are welcome here. Just as long as you don't lie about me. John wouldn't do that. John wouldn't do that. But yeah, I had a mega person come in here and say I said a nasty word in my devotional. That was not cool. And I did a video about that and it got a lot of views. Like I said, since I started talking about this stuff, I get more views. I get more views if I get riled up. Like Brenda's like wanting to calm me down. I'm sorry you're so upset. And like, it's okay, Red. And I'm like, it's okay. I get more views this way. I chill out and I unwind after my live. And right now I have let's take a deep breath together. Well, let's pray. You're all healed up. That's good. Getting ready to go home. Oh gosh. How long have you been in there, John? So, yeah, deep breath. I do have to be careful of my mental health. But like I said, like in October, I was holding this stuff in on my channel. I didn't like to talk about it because my mom and I used to argue about it when I was conservative and she was liberal. My mom and I used to talk about it. My mom and my brother fought about it. And right before she passed too, and that was awful. And like I sort of had a like trigger thing, and I didn't want to talk about it. And then even in 2018, when I was going through the green card guy stuff, and I would talk about it on my Facebook, my daughters, every single thing I said, single thing I posted, and this was when I was still trying to be in the Christian National. That's why I didn't talk about it. I didn't like Trump, but I still consider myself a Republican, but I didn't vote in 2016 because I didn't know who my friend that I just met today, like said she said the same thing as me. She wished she had voted for Hillary. She's like, but I didn't trust Hillary. And that was the narrative that Trump was spinning about everything. I'm not calm right now. I'm not that calm. I'm sorry. I've had people say in the past, oh, and this was someone that was a Trumper too. Come to think of it, a long time ago, say that my voice was soothing. And I'm like, that's nice. That's really nice thing to say. That sounded like a genuine, like not something made up, not something just, it just seemed like a genuine compliment. And I'm like, well, that's a good quality for a YouTuber to have a calming voice. But yeah, I'm kind of riled up and upset about what's going on in this country. And I didn't vote for the felon in chief, John. Not happy. He shouldn't even be able to legally be president because of the 14th Amendment, because anyone who was involved in an insurrection should not be allowed to be president. It's illegal. The whole, and everything he's doing is illegal. He caused the plane crash. The death of 67 souls is blood on Trump's hands. They fired the head of the FAA. I mean, there's just, goodness. You guys, watch this. Let me see. Midas Touch. I'm going to share Robert Reich's channel. I'll share Politics Girl again. You guys, check out my featured channels. I have Politics Girl. I have links below. Jessica Dennison. I think I have Politics Girl and Jessica Dennison linked below. But you guys, please stay informed. Please don't watch Fox News. Do not watch Fox News. Gosh. And that was one of the most ridiculous lies. You know what they call the big lie, that Trump won the 2020 election. You know what I heard Jimmy Carter say? And I was talking to Charlotte about this today. I heard Jimmy Carter say I don't think Trump won this time. I definitely don't think he won this time. It was Elon screwing with stuff. And then the bomb threats from Russia. But Jimmy Carter said, and I'm like, I have never seen that clip. Where did that clip come from? I didn't see that before. Jimmy Carter said, and I saw it on YouTube, he doesn't think he won in 2016. He cheated then. So he's the one, like the stuff they say, and this, if you watch a channel on a narcissist, the stuff they accuse you of is the stuff that they're doing. Like, you stole the election. No, he stole the election. Like when a narcissist says, you're cheating on me, they're cheating on you. And that was what I was about to say about my husband is like, when it came to the point, I'm like, he's out of town all the time. When they say who wants to go out of town for this or that or the other, he's an engineer for the Air Force. Like I said, he should be on Trump's cabinet. Kiss a boot. Oh gosh, this sycophant. He's more qualified. He's definitely more qualified than Kash Patel. Just as you want a drunk well, he's civil service, not military, but you want a drunk the head of defense? You want a drunk? You should hire my ex-husband. Really? He'll kiss your boot. He's just as qualified as these idiots that Trump's putting in his cabinet. Like he cares about people that aren't qualified. Why is he filling his cabinet up? He's like, oh, it's DEI people, and trying to blame the plane crash on DEI. He's so pathetic. It's in the title, John. The topic is poetry, prayer, and politics. And I'm not having anybody up on panel. Well, twist my arm, John. Twist my arm, John. How about this, John? John would always come up on our panels when we'd have open panel. Anybody have open panel? When we had girls chat, John would always come up on panel. And I would be like, this is girls chat. And all the other girls are like, oh, it's okay. But I'll make a deal. Like, Wade, do you have a good connection? Will you come up on panel? If Wade comes up on panel, then I'll have open panel. And you can come up on panel too, John. Okay? Did you hear me, Wade? And Brenda's lost connection, I guess. Brenda, come back. For watching. Thank you for being here. Yes, it was my last week's too. Yeah. Let's see. Can I do a sad emoji? I'm going to text Brenda that we miss you. So, do you have a good enough connection in the Philippines to come up on panel? Loves did. You guys, whenever I get riled up, I get more views. And then whenever any sort of drama happens, so when I had Loves up last time from the Philippines, before she came up, someone came up pretending to be her. And thankfully they didn't porno my channel. But yeah, I had a troll in my basement again. It was like old times because I had trolls in my basement in the past. But that was when I was popular. I love that song from Wicked. Popular, you're gonna be popular. I used to be popular. But now I'm just red. I used to have almost 4,000 watch hours within a year's time. So they keep on, like my watch time, why it's hard to get the watch time to get monetized on YouTube is that you have to do it within a year's time. It's like you can, like I have over 1,000 something subs now, and those don't change that much. But, oh, you can't even talk. Okay, sorry, John. No Wade, no John, nobody. Just read. So yeah. So the story, back to the green card guy. So I said to him, I could never marry someone who had more than one wife. And then he says, never said a negative thing to me. He was like, I remember he was going to be a doctor, right? And he wanted to do his residency in the US. And so that's why he wanted a green card. And he liked Georgia because I found out because and I'm telling these stories and I'm like, and then I kind of wonder, I'm like, I wonder whatever happened. Did he find somebody to marry him? What happened? And I think when I heard about the H-1B visa thing, I was like, I bet he could. I bet when Trump was out, when Trump lost in 2020, I bet he could get in on one of those because he's a doctor. So I don't know exactly how that happened, but I decided on a whim Sunday night, because I heard that there's a new president in Syria, and I'm like, and he had fled, and I decided, I'm not scared of you anymore. It's like, catch me. It's like the movie Catch Me If You Can. Where's she? They tried to sue me, Page Publishing trying to sue me in Georgia. And then they don't know. Then they don't know where I am. They don't know where the heck I am because I was in St. Louis. I went to California. I came to Denver. And now I'm going to California. Hallelujah. I'm on a Litchfield Woods as well. Okay. On your way where? Where are you on your way to? Go film a Corregidor. I'm going to be watching your channel. Go check it out. Go check it out for me. Okay? So he never said a negative word to me. And when I say I could never be married to a man with more than one wife, he says, it's weird that you thought it was a possibility. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So even I was donating blood plasma at BioLife. And this is how good this guy was. He's like, let me research this. And he even said he's being fatherly. He was 25 years younger than me and a Muslim, and I was still Christian, and I was sort of in the closet about my dislike for Trump, and I didn't want to talk about it. And like I said, holding that stuff in was not healthy for me. Holding that dislike and my opinions in. Oh, I've been to You've watched me from California many times, John. You've watched me from all over the place. Like I said, I've gone live from California. I've gone live on the way to California. I've gone live St. Louis, Illinois. Yeah, I was basically in St. Louis, Illinois. I was on the Illinois side of St. Louis. Everywhere. So anyways, yeah, I was going to share the video from about Page Publishing suing me. Let me find it. Yeah, every time I go to California, I go live from California. And I was traveling around in my RV for a year. I went to the East Coast. I went to the West Coast. I went 10,000 miles in my RV. Now I've put over 30,000 miles on my RAV4. And I've been to California. I took my RAV4 twice when I went to Philly, and twice to California now. Wait, maybe 3 times. No, twice. Because I went to California in my RAV in 2022, right after I got it. And then I went to California this last summer. Gonna be popular. Let me share my whatchamacallit. I'll share the video from Klamath. Oh goodness, I wanted to go there. At least I thought it was one of my popular videos about Page Publishing is suing me. But yeah, it's at 909. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My 5th top video. Page Publishing is trying to sue me. And it used to be a different title, and it used to say Page Publishing is suing. When I realized they were just trying to, I changed the title of it. Thanks, John. So I decided on a whim, I was like, let me search him, because I don't tell you guys everything, because I know his last name. I wouldn't tell you that. I know his last name. I know his birthday. Just had a birthday. Happy birthday to you. He did just have a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Muhammad. I'm glad if you're mad, because I'm talking about you. But anyways, I found him and my mind was blown. I was like reeling for like 15 minutes, because not only is he, yes, doing his residency in the United States, he is in Georgia. That is where he wanted to be. He is in Georgia, in the city where my sons went to school. And I was reeling for like 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, like I write everything down in my journal, like this was one from a year ago, but my journal, I usually bring it over here because I do my little prayer list, but I have paper here. I do need to get a pen though. But so anyways, I was reeling for like 30 minutes going, because I found it, like he's in this residency program where my sons went to. He is in Georgia, and talking about, I know you're lying because your lips are moving. It was about November. He left my Airbnb 2018. He was there for a month. That's how long it took for me. I mean, like he's very intelligent. He's very good looking. He's tall for a Syrian person, and he's tall, dark, and handsome. And he's a doctor, and he was just being so kind to me. Let me research, how safe is this? That you're giving this blood plasma twice a week. I was giving it. I'd make like $3,000, and my car payment was very like my car payment now, because this is the newest car I've ever had. And I got this loan on my car because of paying off all my debt. Because when I sold my house, I paid off all my debt. I paid cash. I didn't get a loan for my RV. But I wasn't sure when I was leaving St. Louis, I needed something to come here in, and to put everything I own in to come here. And I got this Toyota RAV4 hybrid because my son, I was like, how do you like your car? He has a Highlander hybrid. And I really think that his dad, my ex, told him to buy that. It's a good car. And even Albert was saying, Albert sells Toyotas. And he's like, and Albert told me something that I didn't know. Toyotas are manufactured in Mexico. Like that. Oh gosh. Trump doing these trade wars isn't like, just like, it's like, what stupid, every day I wake up like, what stupid, idiotic thing is this idiot going to do next? Like, we're all not safe. It's insane. So anyways, I got that Toyota and I got a loan. I got approved for this loan. I did say, like, I'm about to get this money from my dad and I'm going to pay it off, but I didn't do it. But I'm proud of myself. And my financial advisor said, well, I think it's like 9%. That is not too bad of an interest rate. So he advised me not. I kind of wish I had paid it off, though. I think I would have been better at not spending so much if I saw this big hunk go and I paid it off, and then I wouldn't have to be still making payments on it. But anyways, I love my car. And so where was I going? I was talking about Muhammad. I can't believe he's still here. So the lie was, he said, when the day I went to Atlanta and we were still in contact, and he was still like, and I see the reason when he was here for a month in August, I was not divorced yet. So the joke was on him. He was being so nice and kind and like making me fall for him, but I wasn't divorced yet, so I couldn't even marry him. And then I thought, like, he's too young, and I was still pretty much, I was angry, but I was still Christian then. And I hadn't abandoned my faith yet, but I was pretty much decided, like, to date. I had been the date raped the year before. And that's why another weird thing that he did that was a red flag is he got me an HIV test. And he said it was because I have the date rape the year before. But like that whole year since that happened, I had been donating blood plasma. I knew I didn't catch HIV from him. I knew I didn't have HIV. But that was another weird thing he did. It's like, what? If I'm just your American friend that you meet, and friends don't do the things that we did. So yeah, he I feel like he was really going to marry me, but so he had to leave and come back because I wasn't divorced yet, and I got divorced in September, like 2 weeks after he left. So October, it was around the 4th of October. It was right around Jimmy Carter's birthday too. That I got the Lyft ride to Atlanta and went to the Carter Center afterwards. So he messages me that he's coming back from Saudi Arabia. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. He was going to come back and marry me because I had just gotten divorced. He had said, oh, I wish I could be there with you to celebrate, liar, pants on fire. So yeah, he messaged me when I was at the Jimmy Carter Center looking around. Because I'm like, I've been in Georgia 32 years and I drove by this thing and I was a conservative and I didn't go to the Jimmy Carter Center, and I'm going to go to the Jimmy Carter Center. And then Muhammad texted me. I was so excited. He was going to come back to Georgia, but I think he knew, because by that time I was just like, I don't, I can't, like, I was like, something's not right. Something's not right. And I don't think he ever left the U.S. because it would be so much money and so much time to fly all the way back there. And he was over here looking for a wife, and because he would say, and he was very just just not blatantly like, you gotta marry me because my visa's expiring, but it would just be kind of like, but my visa expires in June. But my visa, it expires in June. I think he probably just overstayed his visa. That's probably what he did. And he might have gotten a new one. He might have gotten that H1B one, I think. But anyways, I found out he is here in Georgia. And so pretty much like kind of a mind-blowing weekend. And it's like, I wonder why I don't really care. I don't really care. And this person that called me was like, do you know what's going down? Do you know who's living in the house? Do you know what's going on down there? And I'm like, well, I know he's an alcoholic and I know he's a hoarder. So somebody persuaded him to have a yard because he doesn't like, I remember, okay, we had, he just loves to collect. So he got so pissed at me one time and because, and mind you, it was like months, it was like 6 months later. It might've been a year later. Something came up about a cuckoo clock. And he had this cuckoo clock that didn't work that he found somewhere at a thrift store. Because he goes thrifting and he buys crap. And he also keeps every little like screw, bolt, anything that was like, he doesn't want to get rid of anything. And then he found these things and then he would go to auctions on the Air Force Base. I remember that. And he did make money before. We had this big chalkboard when I homeschooled, a huge chalkboard, one of them that's on the wheels. And he got that at an auction on the base. And he bought all these tool chests that they used to work on the airplanes at the Air Force Base and resold them. And he made some money because he bought those. But he's just like a junk. He's like, Sanford and Son. Oh gosh, one of the last times his parents came up because they wouldn't come up and go through here and even come to see us in Georgia after his grandparents in Chicago died because they would only stop like we're the hotel on the way up to Chicago. But I remember his dad getting him so mad because he's like, "Yard looks like a junkyard." Looks like a junkyard. And so I'm going like, there's something going on if he's having a yard sale. That's weird. But so one time he had bought these things and I didn't even realize he was right. But these things he bought were kind of racist because they were like, he had like the Aunt Jemima and they were those metal things. And they were like collectibles. And they were they were racist. They were like from, it was like Aunt Jemima. It was like from, they were old. They were antiques. They were like from, I'm wanting to say 1900s maybe. But they were all these figures of these black face. And we had Aunt Jemima and we kept them for a while. And then we had a yard sale. It was always my idea. I was the one that was the minimalist person like I am now. And also he goes to so many thrift stores that when I got rid of the silverware, because I got rid of a lot of things, like even some things I wish I had kept. And I was talking to Albert about this yesterday. I was like, I got rid of the silverware my mom gave me, but I had it many years. And I'm like, I don't need this many place settings and this much silverware in my little RV, you know? And so I donated it to the Goodwill. And so my ex, like, we're not really in contact that much. He texts me, do you still have that? I found this at the Goodwill. It's like, I just ignored it. I'm like, whatever. But anyways, so those are the crazy things that have happened to me just recently. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to let me read you my, What Elephant book. I think I would be less angry when I find a new publisher and get this republished, because I think it will do good. And I never did need to, I was in a hurry. I never did need to hire someone to publish my book. I just I was insecure. I didn't think it was that good. And, but it is good enough to have a real publisher. It's dedicated to my mom, for my mom, Ellen Olson Hewitt, who loved to give children's books because they are the best gifts. Has there ever been an elephant in your room? When it walked, it went boom. You tried to deny it, but you couldn't hide it. Where can you hide an elephant? Oh no, that's a cat, you tried to say, or maybe a bat. It will fly away. I had the idea for all the pictures. They did the pictures. That's why I hired them. But $3,000 just for an illustrator? I don't know. And then not to get any royalties for it. That was really the kicker. That's what really pisses me off. If you can't admit it, you can't quit it. Go ahead and face it. Can you trace it? Could the truth set you free, or will they all laugh at me? Perhaps. Who are they, and why do we care if they laugh? They have a hyena in their room. That's so much worse than just an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? See, that's an elephant cake at the party. 1 day, 2 days, 3, day by day, these things I pray. I have a higher power who created elephants. Maybe he can take care of it. I wonder what he'll do. Will he take it to the zoo? What? People will come from miles around to see the greatest show in town, the elephant. He now does tricks, and people pay to get their kicks. God can take your ashes and give you beauty. You thought you had to sacrifice. Everyone must pay their price. If I give him the elephant, he'll die. No, but the ringmaster doesn't work that way. The elephant will live another day. He'll sing and dance because he got a second chance. The circus is a place of joy and wonder because the ringmaster has a plan. Trust the elephant in his hands. I've gone 2 hours and 24 minutes. Wow. I was talking to this girl that bought the sleeping bag all day, all afternoon, basically. And I was thinking of going swimming. And then somebody was going to come and get the cooler. I'm selling my cooler over there. You can't see it. The cooler is behind the poinsettia. Yeah, she didn't show up. But anyways, I was talking to Charlotte until about the time I was supposed to go live, and that's why I went live later. And then I'm like, gosh, I hope I'm not gonna be burnt out with talk, because oh my goodness, these lives take a lot out of me. They do. And so it does. But I do enjoy doing them. So I'm going to do my little prayer list, and and pray for y'all and let you go. Did you go? Did you have to go, Wade, or are you still here? It says 3 watching now. But see, I can look at the up here. It's right up here on my screen is how many are watching right now, and it says 3. And I can look at it, and when I am usually towards the end, I have more people coming in. And when I was in the YouTube community, I had a lot more views when I was live than I do now. But thankfully, I get a lot of views on the replay. But when I am, riled up and upset and yelling, it goes up. I'm sorry, but it goes there. There goes. It says 4 now. I'm gonna get all riled up now. Don't get me riled up. No. I am mad. We have to do something. We need to call our senators. We need to call our representatives. Call them, write them, speak out, talk to people. Don't put your head in the sand like I used to have my head in the sand. I'm saying it like I've made that mistake. Let's not. Don't put your head in the sand. Fact check everything. Speak out. Write to your Congress people. Please. I mean, talk about, goodness. Take away Social Security and take away the Department of Education. It's bad. You guys, it's bad. Please, let's do something. Hey, Dirk's here. Hi, Dirk. How are you? Good to see you. I'm making my little prayer list now. Brenda, Wade, John. Dirk, thanks for coming in. I was just about done. But yeah. Please, let's do something. Let's get involved. Okay? Like I said, I have some links below. I put the Midas Touch on. The food videos I did, I was listening to. On one of them, I was listening to Brian Tyler Cohen. And on one of them, I was listening to Blue Dot in Texas. I found a new one in Texas called Texas Paul. Thank you for listening. Here's politics, girl. Maybe I'll do another poem from my read poems, because I have some. I just don't know which one to read. Um, let's see. Let me look. Oh, bedtime stories with Red. I think I read this last time, but oh well, I'll read it again. It's about my Airbnb. I know God sent you here for a blessing or a lesson. So welcome to Red's. It's a comfortable bed, like sleeping on a cloud. A powerful shower to peel the paint off of Volvo. Cupcakes and M&Ms. Chicken pot pie or pot roast. Coffee or tea. Sit by the fire and talk to me. Want to hear a story? About the Syrian who stole my heart. The Russian who slept on my porch. The Chinese exchange student who solved my Rubik's Cube. My J-Lo who was filled with wisdom. The millionaire who wouldn't buy my book. The adorable actor who played John Wilkes Booth. The model and author who stops sex trafficking. Amber can tell you about her boring hotel. I had a young lady who worked at the hotel staying at my Airbnb. But Red's is much more fun and cheaper too, with better and healthier food for you. You'll hear about my Georgia Tech boys, how they could eat. The airmen and the workers, Gladys and the nurse with the stuff. Sweet Jenny, whose car I scratched. The heartbroken Marine. These are all guests at my Airbnb. The lady with one leg and two names. My superhost friend escaped from Flo. I had a friend up in Wilmington, North Carolina, when Hurricane Flo came through, and I had met her on the mission trip to Mexico. The fair girls were here for the hurricane too. They had to close down the fair because the hurricane came through at the same time as the fair. Cannabis lady and her dog dude. They warned me about my boo. They warned me about Muhammad. Now I say thank you. 2 guys booked for Valentine's Day, but I scared them away. Southern hospitality from a Southern Cali lady. Y'all come back now, you hear? Oh, was Johnny there this time too? Yeah. Yeah, that's the group I'm not in anymore. They all kind of, they sided with the bully and we're kind of not, it was not cool. They sided with the bully against me. So, you know, I was out. I was ostracized from the group. I have a video with Box Van D though. That's like in my top. Let me see. It's in my top videos. I think I shared it last time I went live too. Let me see. So if you go to my videos and click on popular, yeah, the one with Box Van D is number 2. Where I talk about depression and suicide. She also interviewed me, but then, you know, because the thing with the bully was like blamed on me, and because I made a sarcastic comment about praying for him, I'll pray for him. Just like, I'll pray for Trump, I'll pray for him to be impeached. I joked that, you know, I'll pray for the bully, I'll pray for him to die. And I was joking, and I got in so much trouble. And so the whole group ostracized me. But it was okay because I was on my way out of that group. If anybody else is interested, watch that. My top video is my own video, though. Let me share that too. So if you go to my videos and click on popular, the Welcome to Reds, the one right after the another thing that's weird that happened, and I don't know what it was, is that I had this cough, and people on YouTube, I had this cough when I was traveling in my RV, and like a YouTube friend I had in Oregon would go on, and she'd be like, I think you have mold in your RV, and that's why you're coughing. And I finally had to say to my followers, like I said, I had a lot more people watching then, really. What I finally said to them is like, I went to the doctor in Illinois. Okay. I went to my doctor, and she said she thinks it's about when I was traveling around and being in different climate, like Oregon is way wet, and I was in Southern California, it was way dry. And she thought it was maybe something like that, or maybe allergies. So I finally had to say that, because so many people, and even Nomadic Rat Pack, he would go on about like, oh, you could be this, and could like, oh goodness. People, YouTube followers can really be challenging sometimes. This is my most viewed video, my most viewed long video. Okay, let me share it in this here. And it's an introduction to my channel. And I'm coughing in it. That's what made me think of it. It's not my most popular short video, is like 7,000 or something. I'm in the pool, but it's really not that exciting. Maybe people thought it was going to be, and that's why it's got so many views, but I don't know. But my most viewed short is me swimming in the pool. But this is my most popular long video. The video is D is the second one. Okay. But thanks for popping in, Dirk. Don't call yourself old. Young people get tired too. Dear Lord, thank you for these friends and followers. Lord, we pray that you would be with the people that lost loved ones in the crashes, in the recent crashes in DC and in Philadelphia, Lord. And I lift them up to you, and I pray that you would comfort them, Lord. I pray that people would seek the truth about everything, about all things being said in the media. And I pray that people would speak out against things that are happening that are not right, Lord. Lord, I thank you for these friends and followers. I pray that you bless Brenda, give them safe travels, and her husband, and bless her family, her kids and her grandkids. Lord, I pray that you continue to be with Wade as he travels overseas, and keep him safe, and guide and protect him. And thank you that he was able to take that trip, Lord. Thank you for healing John, and I thank you that he's going to be able to get out of that nursing home soon, and I pray that you would be with him, Lord. I pray you be with Dirk. Thank you for him. Thank you for keep him safe as he travels, and please bless him and his family. Thank you. So where are you now? Did you go back home, or you're not full-time, are you? I seem to remember that you're not full-time. Are you? I think the most recent videos I watched your videos when you were in Texas. I don't know when that was. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. I think you were in Austin. I'm going to keep praying. Dear Lord, please be with this country. Please help the people in this country to see the truth. I pray that people would, like I said to Brenda, I want people to get upset so we would do something, Lord. Help us to write our Congress, people, our representatives, our senators. Lord, help us to get involved. Help us to be informed. Help us to fact check, Lord. And please be with the other people that are scared right now, Lord. Please let something be done to stop this craziness, Lord. Pray for this country, Lord. Lord, I pray for the people of Gaza. Thank you for the ceasefire, Lord. I pray that it will continue. I pray that you would be with those that lost loved ones, Lord. I believe there are more hostages, Lord. Please let them be released also. And please be with the people of Ukraine. Lord, forgive me for when I had my head in the sand and was not aware of all that's going on, Lord. And help us all, though, to stay balanced and to also take care of ourselves and our mental health and have breaks from the news. But Lord, help me not anymore to be silent when I should speak out and to not be informed on what's happening. I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. You're welcome. Yeah, I actually did see that video. Like, I'm proud of myself. I was just apologizing to people because, like, I haven't watched people's channels enough. And I asked Wade. Wade's in the Philippines, so I asked Vanquished to go to Corregidor and film for me because my mom was born in Corregidor. But yeah, I'm bad sometimes about watching my friends' channels because I watch so many channels and stuff. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I've gone 2 hours and 43 minutes. Last time I went live, I went 3 hours, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm tired too. I'm not going to say I'm old. I am 58 though, but I'm young. That's what I'm going to say. I'm young, but I'm tired. So don't say that no one cares for you because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red because Red is praying for you. I will go live again on Friday for dinner with Red. I don't know what I'm having yet, but I might order DoorDash. Who knows? But stay tuned. Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching the replay. Love y'all. Bye.